What is up, everyone? Welcome to another October daily video where I'm doing 31 days of Halloween drawing. Today I am going to be drawing a plague doctor. Now I think this one's going to turn out pretty cool, so you might want to stick around because we are starting in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2. Alright, so let's get started with doing our plague doctor. This one should be pretty fun. Okay, new layer. And let's see, it's gonna be a lot of circles. So the nice thing is you can get perfect ellipses or like circles by pretty much just doing a circle, hold it for a second or so, and then it'll make a perfect ellipse. Now with the eyeballs, I'm probably gonna have to use my finger here because when you're using like the pen, it has the pressure sensitive aspect to it, so if you just use your finger, it doesn't have the pressure sensitive part to it. So yeah, so I like using my finger when I'm doing something like this. Alright, so then you can kind of hold that down when you make a curved line. It'll give it a really clean curve. Alright, so let's make a new layer. This is something I kind of like to do when I'm making stuff. I don't have to really worry about the lines where they meet up and intersect. I can just kind of make fast lines and just go in and erase the circles and stuff where it's intersecting. Now, just like all the other videos, if you've watched them yet, I did the sketch beforehand to kind of speed up this process a little bit so these videos aren't really going on for absolutely ever. Okay, so I can just go back into this layer again and just erase all the areas I don't want. Go a little thinner down on the bottom here because he's holding up this glass syringe, and I kind of want the syringe to distort the image a little bit. Alright, so combine those into a new layer, and then we're going to do this little band area here. This just saves me a bit of time so I don't have to be overly precise all the time. I can just, you know, kind of go with the flow a little bit. Alright, so I can go in here and erase all this stuff here. Combine this. Now we'll make another layer. And I know this kind of seems a little bit redundant doing this where I'm just constantly making layers and erasing and whatnot, but it really does help. Now I can go and erase where that overlapped. And this way you don't really have to be like overly worried about your lines being just absolutely perfect all the time. So that's kind of something that's nice when you're using like even Photoshop or something like that. You don't have to do it all in one layer. Alright, so that part is pretty much all done now. So I'm going to do some of these lines up here. It's a mask, but I kind of want to make it look like it's his actual face in a way. Yeah, I mean, it's a cartoon, so I can kind of exaggerate like whether it's a real face or not. But you know, it's kind of cute in a way, and it kind of gives the character a little bit of character. All right, so let's combine these. All you have to do to combine them is just do like a little pinch, and then they combine to each other. Now, if anyone wants to get these sketches, I originally did these sketches on paper, but I put them into Procreate here and then kind of redid the sketches to clean it up and make it a little more refined. But yeah, I kind of wanted to speed up the process a little bit because I wanted to make these pretty live. But yeah, kind of doing that with the sketches beforehand really helped do that. But you know, if you want to get those sketches, you can join my Patreon for $1. You can get the sketches, but you also get the brush pack that I'm using here. You can get them for $1 essentially on the Patreon, but it's $2 on Gumroad if you want to just get them by themselves. But it's something to, you know, think about. I really do appreciate if you guys go over there. I always love the support. But honestly, if you're just here watching this video today and you're liking, subscribing, any of that kind of stuff. Now, like I said before, any of the areas that kind of drop into the area behind the glass bottle, I kind of want to make everything just a little bit thinner. Like I said, I kind of want to make it all look like it's a little bit distorted by the glass. All about the layers with this drawing. I'm doing a lot of layers and combining. There's just so much overlapping. Yeah, I mean, I don't really have to think about it as much if I'm doing these multiple layer technique. Alright, so all the basic line work is all done. We combined everything together now. And I do apologize if we lost some of the footage of me doing the line work on the syringe. I didn't notice my camera turned off there. Alright, so let's make a new layer. Drop that down underneath this one. Click on the line layer, tap it to reference. And then let's start putting the base colors in here. I think I'm gonna go with like a reddish kind of brown color. And you could just drop it in, and you know, you can kind of control the strength of how the fill is by bringing the pen back and forth. Alright, so let's go with a little bit darker to go on the outside of the glass. This will just kind of make it look like it's a little more distorted in a way, since the glass is kind of changing the color behind it just a little bit. It's kind of a cool trick. Alright, so I'll go with a dark gray for the boots here, and go a little lighter for the glass area, and go really dark for the bottom of the boots there. Alright, so I think this looks good. And let's do the hat the same color as the jacket. His little eyebrow things, I'll do the same color as the head part. Okay, so I'm going to do recolor to show you guys how to do that. So you're going to drag the cursor where you want it to start, and then you can just kind of tap in where you want the colors to go. Now, you may have noticed at the beginning I was wearing my Happy Halloweeny shirt. It's a shirt I designed a couple weeks back. I have a video of it. I'll leave that in the card and whatnot. And let's see, what color should I do the liquid? Maybe a greenish color? Yeah, that looks cool. So I tried to keep the amount of colors in my drawings pretty limited. That way it doesn't get too overwhelming. Alright, do another layer above here to get the glass color here. And let's go with like a light blue. And we are, let's see. And just kind of fill in all of this area here. Okay, I'm going to turn that off for a moment and kind of finish getting any other colors in. Alright, let's just go in and clean up this line just a little bit. Yeah, there it is. It didn't connect there. Okay, so I think I got all the colors in, so let's turn that back on and bring the opacity down a bit. Yeah, that looks pretty darn cool. Okay, I think the base colors are done, so let's make a new layer. Put that above that one for now. So new layer, hit the plus sign, clipping mask, and this will kind of make it clip to the layer below of the base colors. And go to the fill brush, and we're just gonna start putting in the shadows. Get some of these big areas. Now this brush is not pressure sensitive, so I can just kind of it's basically just a really wide brush, and it's really my go-to to do wide shadows. Alright, so I think that should be good. Go up here, tap the N, bring the opacity down until we get a good shadow we like. I think I like that. And just clean up the areas where there's areas that overflowed. Alright, so I kind of just zoned out a bit when I was doing the shadow section there, but that's fine. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my eraser, go to the areas that I put a lot of shadow in, and just kind of start adding in a rim light. So basically what this is I'm going to go to the really heavily shadowed areas on the back edge, and just kind of erase some of that stuff on the back. And it kind of gives the image a really clean look, kind of a sense of depth and some realism in a way, even though it's a cartoon. I don't mind adding just a little bit of realism, especially with shadows and lighting when I'm doing drawings like this. You know, since he's mainly in shadow, it's kind of hard to tell what you're looking at sometimes if everything is just purely in shadow. It all just looks like one big flat color. But yeah, it's something I kind of do in almost all of my cartoon drawings. So I like doing these little circles to make highlights without actually adding highlights. Alright, that's all good. Let's go in and start making some highlights. Is this all in shadow? Okay, yeah, it is. The whole thing doesn't need to be in shadow, so let's just get rid of some of that. Alright, give this a really strong sense of metal by kind of adding these little shine lines on here. I like doing that. And let's add some separate highlights for the glass section here. Okay, so we'll bring the opacity down of this down. We're gonna go, I'll do a couple more little highlights here. Bright red eye section here, inside the little oval area there. We're gonna go up to adjustments, Gaussian blur, and slide that over. Little like specks inside the mask. Okay, we're gonna do one more layer behind that. Do the filler brush and just kind of fill in this whole area here. Gaussian blur. Actually, I think I kind of like it with just the glow. I think I'm gonna keep it like that. All right. So now we're gonna go for the last thing is we're gonna make another layer, do just black, and we're just gonna kind of go in and make lines. Make lines where pretty much you think need just a little more life to it. Now this part's really fun because you're just trying to find areas that could just use some more line work and stuff, like these areas by the eyes here. Just start putting in all these little angular lines just to kind of give it some movement. And then I can just grab my eraser and I can go in and erase and clean up everything. And get some of these in here to make it look like it's going towards the arm. And do these little like strings kind of holding the hat together. I thought this is kind of cool. And then this is the part I always just absolutely love doing. Just adding a little more just life. Alright, so we're gonna go in and make another layer here. Go to airbrush, just like I did in all of my other drawings. Just kind of give it a little bit of dimension and break everything up. Alright, so there it is, the finished Plague Doctor. I think this turned out really cool. And remember, this is one of 31 videos this month. Make sure if you're not subscribed so you don't miss any of these other videos. And just have fun. And remember, like always, keep drawing. And until next time, bye.